the old patriarch supported them. The guy asked, and who was he to forbid him from doing this? Does he represent the interests of their ancestors? The old head asked how he laughed. The milk on his lips was not yet dry to talk to him like that. He replied that it was the guy's father who disobeyed him and insisted on being with that fox, and they gave birth to a son like him. It was all him and his family. It shamefully attracted their Lee family. If the guy wants to blame someone, then let him call his father. It's all his fault. He insisted on being with that fox, which caused their Lee family to offend most of the capital. Lao Li shouted at him to shut up. Why did the old patriarch bring up this topic again? It's okay if he looks down on him, but he has no right to insult Li Taishuan's mother. A fox this, a fox everything. Has this guy's mother ever offended him? He forced an arranged marriage on him for the sake of his family, but the man was only pursuing his true love. What's wrong with that? Because of which they suppressed their family for years and even decided to remove their names from the family tree. They guys are drowning in their own shit. The old patriarch answered that it was correct because he does not have the right to tell him what to do. In any case, they are no longer members of the Li family. Let them look at Xue Yun. He is so young, but he is already a deputy chief, and he will be promoted next week. Next month, Qin Yun, currently the deputy director of the Noble School, will be promoted to director. But in the meantime, he is helping the second child with the family business. Moreover, he invited a big shot from Huzhu, the owner of the Thousand Flower Alley, a mysterious young master. With so much support, the Li family will definitely rise up to become the best family in the city. Now let the man look at his loser son. He heard that the guy is just some kind of trainee teacher. He sold his workshop and land to pay for his son's wedding, and that woman threw them out. It's just a shame. He told the guy that someone like him doesn't deserve to be his descendant. He's only dishonoring the family. If the guy was even half as good as his Kiyu, he wouldn't have kicked him out of the house if the guy was even a tenth as good. So if he wants to blame someone, let him blame himself for his lack of talent. This world is very cruel. If anything, the old patriarch is simply giving him a lesson about life as a man who has been through a lot. Let him not thank him. The man told the third brother that he told him not to resist them, but he didn't listen. Now they are making fools of themselves. Li Chenglin added what exactly? They just needed to listen to the advice, but they are like two stubborn sheep. Who is to blame then? The man told the old patriarch that he didn't think brother Lao Li did anything wrong back then. Isn't it too much to bring so many people there to attack the two of them? Lao Li told brother Ming Chang that when he is in trouble, he is the only one in the whole family who is ready to stand up for him. Li Taishuan thought about how Uncle Ming was his father's only true brother, even after his father's sudden death in his previous life. Only Uncle Min helped him with the 20,000 from the family budget that he had to bury his father. The old patriarch said that he was just a junior from a side branch. How dare he talk to him like that? How dare he even stand there? Nobody dares talk to him like that. He said that let Lao Li and Li Taishuan watch carefully. From today, they both will be expelled. And he, Li Min Chang, likes to mind his own business. He crosses that out too. The man replied that, okay, he's had enough of this family. He constantly mocks everyone. There's no point in staying there. The man told his brother that they would find a place to go, so they can just leave. Why should they put up with all this? The old patriarch asked Li Min Chang, does he think this is the end? Let the guys grab these two family scum, reward each with 50 blows, and they will be considered expelled from the family. With one kick, Li Taishuan made everyone scatter to the sides. Turning to the old man, the guy said that he had no desire to get involved in the squabbles of ordinary people, but he dared to insult his father and slander his mother. He does not see what is good and what is bad, and also reverses black and white. The old man does not deserve to be the patriarch of the Li family. The old patriarch is immoral, incompetent, and senile. Why would a scumbag like him rule his family? He is not worthy to be the patriarch of the Li family. As soon as the guy shouted for them all to get out, the old patriarch fell to the ground. Everyone immediately ran up to him. They tried to bring him to his senses. Li Chenglin began to shout that the guy was an illegitimate grandson. Let him see what he had brought the old patriarch to. Woe to the family! Let the third brother watch over his son. How dare he insult the patriarch in public? They began to shout that the guy knelt down and apologized to the old patriarch. The guy asked they demand an apology, but who will apologize to his father? Who will apologize to Uncle Min Chang? Who would apologize to his family when they attacked his father and took all his money? They are all ants. They think they deserve an apology from him. Are they worthy of it? Li Shuiyun shouted to the guy that his social status and personal connections do not match either him or Qin Yun, and he is just a small trainee teacher. Does he think he deserves to talk to them like that? Qin Yun asked, how dare he say that the old patriarch has no right to be the head of the Li house? In his opinion, is he worthy? Did he see himself like that in the mirror? Everyone started laughing. The old patriarch asked a brat like him, does he dream of becoming the head of the Li family? The guy told the old patriarch what he thought. The guy was just crazy. Who in their right mind would say such a thing? Crazy, for sure. Most likely he was dropped as a child. Zhang Jian called the guy a bastard. Began to say that he had recently been released from his evil spell. If he had the courage, let him call and bring his boss there. Li Taishuan replied that he could act. He was in no hurry. Qiao Long asked what kind of bastard is with me touching his people on his territory. Is he obviously tired of living? The guy said his name was Li Taishuan. Coincidentally, he was told that his brother was killed by this guy, and it destroyed a business in the city that he had worked on for more than 10 years. The man said that he would come with his guys and skin this guy. Li Chenglin said that the guy is finished. His boss is coming. Qiao Long is the underground emperor of the city. If he crossed his path, the whole city will be against him. In addition, Li Shuiyun heard that Qiao Long is very protective of his people. If you touch them, you will have to pay dearly. Zhang Jian said that his boss is not just protecting him. And they say that when some people who came from the provinces in the past beat one of his guys without saying a word, he just went and shot one of them in the toilet. They would like to see if the guy can survive today. Qin Yun said that, of course, he cannot live. He wants to become the head of the Li family. Let him wait until his next life. Ming Chang told Lao Li that Qiao Long is really coming. What will they do? The man replied that he believes in his son. The guy is no longer the same as he was before. He's calm and reasonable. He won't do anything he's not sure about, and he doesn't need anyone to worry about him anymore. Li Chenglin laughed and said that third brother, he is unable to protect himself personally and has to rely on his son? The man invited him and his son to kneel at the entrance to greet him. Maybe he would even be kind enough to let them live. Zhang Jian told the old man that if he was unable to get up on his knees, the guy could break them for him to make it easier. When his boss comes, he will pay him back 10 times more for what his son did to him. From one blow from the guy, he flew out of the yard. Qin Yun told the guy that since he dared to hit him, would the guy dare to bear Qiao Long's anger? Turning to him, Li Taishuan asked, does the guy dare to threaten him? Suitable for my brother, the guy said he had a great idea. He suggested that he first call those big bosses who came there to select the patriarch of the Li family. With so many big bosses in the city, even if Li Taishuan had the power, he would have to be quiet if he wanted to live in this city. Qiao Long asked where Li Taishuan was. Let him drag his ass there and die. Looking at his man, he thought, what the hell, how dare this guy beat up one of his men? If he doesn't figure this out, how can he continue to do business in the city? Who dares to be his little brother? Further, the man asked, isn't this Li Shuiyun's brother? He said they haven't seen each other for a long time. I heard from Uncle Li that the guy became the deputy director of some secret department, and he is about to get a promotion. would like to congratulate director Lee on this tremendous success. Chow Long added that he also heard that today is an important day for choosing the head of the Lee family, so let him be allowed to join them. The old patriarch asked if the guy could see that even such a big shot came there to take part in the election of the patriarch of their family, and all for the sake of Shuayun, and now he'll just get a kick in the ass from Chow Long. Running up to the old patriarch, the guy shouted that the big bosses had sent gifts. Master Shu, head of the Yunzhou Chamber of Commerce and Industry, presented the 1,000-year-old ginseng fruit from Tianshan Mountain. Chu family head Tianzheng presented a box of blue-glazed porcelain daffodil plates from the Qing dynasty to pay tribute to the Li family's ancestors. Ouyang Pei, president of Ouyang Group, sent them 4 treasures of painting and calligraphy by Ming dynasty master Yan Yuru, 1 side of the dragon inkstone, and 1 8-cycle painting. Brother Kang, the leader of the Eastern District, Master Scar, the leader of the Western District, and Sister Yan, the leader of the Business District, together give 3 gifts. The guy said that a big man like Master Shu, the head of the Yunzhou Chamber of Commerce, actually gave gifts to their Li family. CEO Ouyang Pei, she is also the most beautiful CEO in the city. The old patriarch asked when did their family meet so many powerful people. Besides, this is the Li family's holiday in Yunzhou, so why would such great people from Huzhou City send them gifts? Li Shuayun replied that the elder is a big shot in the city. He is well respected, and everyone should call him the elder. These dear congratulations were written to congratulate the patriarch of the Li family, who is certainly worthy. Today is an important day for their family. They were afraid that they would see him, so they sent him gifts first. Qin Yun replied that the elder brother is right. This is called respect and loyalty, and some of these big bosses should also be there because of the elder brother's reputation. Did Senior Patriarch just see this? Even Chow Long, the big boss, had to greet him politely when he saw him, but if he asked him, the guy would say that he has better connections and respect, and he admires him to the highest degree. The guy just called some small businessmen to help him, but he never thought that the old patriarch could earn the respect of such a big shot. He added that there is also the leader of Huzhou City, the head of the Chu family, the wonderful CEO Ouyang Pei, the great second master. They are all famous how dare Li Taishuan act outrageously in front of their eyes. The paper was written with respect to Li Taishuan. Running up to the patriarch, the guy said that the recipient of these gifts from the head of the Yunzhou Chamber of Commerce and Industry was named Li Taishuan. The man replied that it was strange. His name was Li Taijian. Did they really spell it wrong? Everyone began to tell the old patriarch that it was true that they must have remembered his name incorrectly. Who else besides him deserves to receive so many gifts? Could it be anyone else? Certainly not that useless Li Taishuan. Lan Wu said that Li Taishuan was her master's name and called them ignorant fools. Qin Yun asked, "Is she kidding? Does she really mean that all those big bosses will come there to give gifts to Li Taishuan?" The guy shouted that he would ignore this, but only because she was a child. It was better to apologize to the patriarch, or he would beat her. Angry, the girl asked what he said. Li Taishuan replied that she was right. It was all for him. Qin Yun asked, "Is he serious at all?" Li Shuayun added that the guy is shameless. Does he think that since the big bosses haven't arrived yet, he can take advantage of the situation and take over someone else's property? One of the guys shouted that he advised him to show a little prudence. These gifts were given to the patriarch, and the guy dares to say that they are for him. The man added that indeed, a poor family, poor and greedy, if these gifts are really for them, he will call him grandfather. Qin Yun said that now that the bosses are there giving gifts, his lies are about to be exposed. He will see how the guy will now get out. The bosses began to slowly approach. Qin Yun asked Li Taishuan now he sees the difference between them and him. The guy is just a good fighter. How can he compete with them? Does he know any of his friends in Yunzhou who are worthy? If he has the courage, let him call him to deal with Qiao Long. Li Shuiyun added that for sure, this whole world is built on communication. The guy is a simple-minded hillbilly. He doesn't even come close to matching their connections. There is a big shot who came all the way from Huzhou State to their city to take part in the selection of the patriarch of the Li family, the owner of the Thousand Flower Avenue. He is the greatest man in town, a celebrity in high society. It is difficult for ordinary people to get to know him. With this person's support, the Li family being able to become one of the big families in Yunzhou will not seem like a dream. Li Shuiyun asked Qin Yun, "Why has this Thousand Flower Alley big shot from Huzhou not arrived yet? Maybe he has other things to do. Should I call him?" The guy replied that his cousin should not worry. This big man will come. But first, he suggested that he first enjoy Li Taishuan's death. Qiao Long asked the guy, "So he hit Zhang Jian?" The guy replied, "So what?" He began to ask his brother for permission to add that not only he, but also his uncle and his nephew were beaten by this Li Taishuan. The man thought about it. He is so skinny, dressed so simply, and lives in a 2-story farmhouse. As Zhang Jian actually said on the phone, a loser who is not welcome in the Li family. Qiao Long shouted that he's had enough of this crap. That's what he'll say. That guy is his brother. He doesn't know how they stole the Zhao family's own, but now that Zhao Jian is dead, his property belongs to him. He advised that all the assets of that family be transferred to him, otherwise. Li Taishuan asked what else could he do to him. Qiao Long began to shout, "Is the guy blind? Can't he see that he brought so many people there today, and also so many bosses from the city gathered there? Does he really think what impudent means? Then let him show him what he really is." Would the guy dare to hit him right there? After the guy finished speaking, a slap immediately followed. Li Taishuan said that if he wants to be hit, he will get it. Qiao Long started shouting, "What the hell? Let the guys grab him right away." Suddenly, a car flew right over them. They didn't understand what was happening there. After hitting the car, the guy asked who he was. How dare he ride like that in front of him, Qiao Long? Does he really want to die? The car opened and the door hit the guy, after which he fell to the ground. Still getting out of the car, the guy asked what a useless navigator is. How dare he say that there is a dead end? With all these cars parked outside, do you think he can't drive in? Lei Yuntian stepped on the guy and asked, "What's wrong with being crazy? If he wants to get somewhere, nothing will stop him." Qin Yun said that this was Lei Yuntian from the Kanglong Brigade, the famous young master from Huzhou. The guy told the old patriarch that he couldn't believe that even the young master would come to the Li family celebration. Kanglong is the best fighting brigade in the entire Chinese army, and its members are an elite, chosen from millions of soldiers. Each of them is an ace soldier in the army, with the most advanced equipment and technologies, who specialize in the most dangerous special missions. The old patriarch said that young Master Lei must have come for Shuiyun. The guy is so young, but he will already become the head of the Leopard Squad. He will have a bright future. The rise of the Li family will depend on him. Li Shuiyun thought about it. Even young Master Lei Yuntian came there from Huzhou. The guy would never have thought that he would be so famous. With this master as his support, he will be able to advance his career in the future. The old patriarch said welcome to the master. It was a great honor for him that he came to their family holiday. Lei Yuntian asked, "Who is this old man? Let him not get in the way." The guy told the master that he really doesn't understand why Mr. Su Rong wants him to be their chief inspector. With such strength, he is definitely not as good as former Chief Inspector Dong Tiangang. Lei Yuntian asked the scorpion to shut up. He also hates Li Taishuan, but let him not forget that they are on a mission today and the task is the main thing. Li Taishuan asked, was he the person who originally introduced Chen? The guy cannot imagine that he is actually a person from the Kang Long army. Lei Yuntian replied that the scorpion is his subordinate. They are there to find him. The guy asked if last time wasn't enough for them. He replied that yes, he may have lost once, but he will not obey anyone except his teacher Long Tiangong. If he had the courage to fight him again, he would not lose to him. The old patriarch told Lei Yuntian that he must be mistaken. Li Taishuan was expelled from their family. He is just a small trainee teacher. Today's hero is his grandson Shu Yun, the deputy head of the Leopard Squad. He should be there today to celebrate his upcoming promotion. Lei Yuntian asked what nonsense. Does the little Leopard Squad deputy leader think the guy is worthy of being there? If it happened, if the leader of the Leopard Squad would personally come and beg him on his knees. Suddenly, someone started shouting for everyone to get out of the way. The eldest daughter of the Chu family from Huzhou, Chu Shuilian. All the other bosses bowed to the girl. The old patriarch was surprised. Even the eldest daughter of the Chu family personally came to their Li family's family celebration. The Chu family is the very top in Huzhou. Has the Li family finally rebelled? As I expected, the temple in the city is too small to accommodate their family. From now on, the Li family will move from Yunzhou to Huzhou. The old patriarch said to the girl, "Welcome, he is the head of the Li family." But Chu Shuilian ignored him and walked past. Lei Yuntian Wu, seeing the girl, said that he did not think that she would be there. The girl knew that he would come today. That's why she came. But the boys were also in for disappointment. She passed him by. Approaching Li Taishuan, the girl bowed and asked for an address from the teacher. His student was late. Chen Sikong called them a bunch of blind bugs and asked if they dared to bother Master Li. He asked Master Li what kind of blind dog dared to go against him. Just let him say it, and he will make this man disappear from the face of the earth. Qiao Long asked, "Master Chen is there too?" The guy immediately began to ask Li Shuiyun for help. He thought, damn him, don't let him get into trouble. In the eyes of Madame Chu and Lei, he's just a piece of trash. The guy doesn't even have the right to speak, let alone Master Chen, who is famous in the city, and even he is on Li Taishuan's side. The guy immediately fell to his knees and began to ask for forgiveness, saying that please let them have mercy. He will do everything. Lan Wu shouted, "Did he say he would beat her? Now let him receive it." The old patriarch asked Chu Shuilian if she didn't come to their family holiday. Did he not understand what was going on? Having hit him, the girl asked who he even thought he was, and who was he to talk to her. The Li family had such a great person as a teacher. They should have honored and respected him, but instead they decided to expel him from the family. What kind of blind, unguided fools? Qin Yun asked, "Is she kidding?" Li Taishuan is not a big person. In fact, the real greats are already on their way there. The guy is sure that she has heard everything about him. He is the man who owns the Alley of 1,000 Flowers. He is also the director of the Eastern Star Aristocrat School, and is also the #1 master in Huzhou. He added that no matter how tough Li Taishuan was, he could not compare with him. The old patriarch thought that indeed they still have aces up their sleeves. What are they afraid of? Today he will crush this guy and his family so that he will never be able to get back on his feet. The girl asked what kind of bunch of fools are they who don't know what they're talking about. The teacher is the very great person they are waiting for, and also the boss of the Avenue of 1,000 Flowers, the director of the Eastern Star Aristocrat School, and the #1 master in Huzhou. After giving the guy the badge, Lei Yuntian said that it was the badge of the captain of the Kanglong Special Combat Team, which he was ordered to give to the guy. Although he is not very happy to hand over this badge, what Zhuelian said is indeed true. A mere leopard troop is nothing in the eyes of the Kanglong troop. They don't even deserve to shine his shoes, so let them know their place. They didn't understand how this was possible, but Miss Chu and Master Lei said so. Is this guy really the big shot they were waiting for? Qin Yun asked, "What about the joint project between the Li family and the Avenue of Thousand Flowers?" He told the guy that they spent all their money on this deal. He doesn't want them to get into trouble with money. The old patriarch added that the old man was just joking. He doesn't think it's true, does he? Let him see he and his father are still members of the Li family. Now he will quickly write their names back into the family tree. Moreover, the property of their ancestors that once belonged to them will be compensated. What will they say? Let Li Taishuan not be ungrateful. This is the most generous concession he has ever made as the head of the Li family. The guy replied that he didn't need to work so hard because he was no longer the head of the Li family. From this moment on, the old patriarch was removed from this position. The old man asked the guy, does he even understand what he's talking about? Since he decided to jump in over his head, then don't blame him for his rudeness. He admits that Qin Yun and Shua Yun, but in the Li family, he is always the boss. He sets the rules. He expelled him and his father from the family. The guy has no right to tell him such things. Li Taishuan replied that it is natural for a person to set rules and break them himself. Let him then invite the Li family to make a choice. Right now they will vote between them and find out who they will vote for as the new member of the Li family. The guy asked if he had the courage. The old patriarch asked how this child dares to provoke him. Turning to the others, he said that now, let all those who approved of him as the head of the family raise their hands. The old man thought, what can this guy do without the support of Miss Chu and Mr. Lei? This is a family matter. Outsiders will not be able to interfere. He has built his authority over the years. He is the great head of the Lai family. No one will dare to go against him. Suddenly the old patriarch saw that not a single hand was raised. He shouted, why didn't they raise their hands? Li Chenglin asked the old patriarch, can't he see what's happening now? Even the Chu family is on his side. What's the point? Besides, he's not getting any younger over the years. It's time for him to retire. The old patriarch asked what he said just now. They are traitors, and this is what they paid him with after what he did for them. Qin Yun said that his father was doing him a favor. The old man had better retire. Qin Yun told Li Taishuan that he was not going to lie to him. The guy always thought that he was the best choice to be the head of the Li family. By the way, about school funding this year, let him listen. Li Taishuan said that he was the vice principal of Eastern Star School, but the guy used his position to embezzle school money. Qin Yun began to shout that this was nonsense. He did not understand what the guy was talking about. This is slander. He will sue him. After which the guy turned on a recording on his phone about how Qin Yun said that when he went abroad on business, he spent government money. It was all free money. Once, in 3 days, he changed 3 of the best 7-star hotels. Li Taishuan said that back then he gave him advice, but he did not listen to it. Chu Shuilian said that all the evidence is clear. Now he will return everything that he stole over the years. Everything has a limit. The guy's father immediately ran up to Li Taishuan and began to say that he was simply confused. Let him have mercy on his son. The guy replied to his uncle that when his father couldn't afford his tuition fees, he begged them to do the same. But did they really do anything? They brought this upon themselves. In his previous life, he was wrongly imprisoned. His father was on his knees and begged them, but none of them dared to help. Even when his father stubbornly continued to kneel, these heartless people did nothing, and even mocked him. Li Taishuan asked what he would now say in his defense. It seems they recently said that if he is the same Li Taishuan, they will kneel down and call him grandfather. The old patriarch began to shout so that the guy would not mock him. Does he still want the old man to kneel? The guys immediately started shouting, who the hell is he? They have not yet recognized him as the head of the Lai family. Who was he anyway to force them to their knees? A huge palm appeared above them and applied pressure. They shouted at the terrifying pressure. They wouldn't be able to hold out for long. The guy said that either they will kneel or die. Everyone understood that they could not stand it for so long. Li Chenglin suggested to his brother, why not kneel first? He replied that no, he is in charge, he should be the first. At some point, everyone knelt down and asked grandfather to spare them. The family tree was taken from the hands of the old patriarch. The old man asked what the guy was going to do. Li Taishuan replied that if it weren't for him being behind everything, his father's inheritance would not have been stolen by his uncles. Today they also publicly insulted his father. The guy said that he was expelling him from the family tree. He was no longer a member of the Li family. After which it was the turn of the father's two brothers and their sons. The guy said that the four of them had destroyed the spirituality of their family and disgraced their good name, so I would also be expelled. From now on, they are no longer part of the Li family, and they cannot take back what was left to them by their ancestors. Li Chenglin told the guy that he and his brother had just supported the guy. Li Shuiyun began to say that they got along so well with him since childhood. He cannot expel them from the Li family. Li Taishuan asked, do they think he needs their support? Of course not. The guy started shouting that he was at least the deputy head of the leopard squad. If he drives them out, does he think everything will be fine? Lan Wu replied that she could personally beat him and his leader from the leopard squad. And if the guy continues, she will personally rename them the puppy squad tomorrow. Min Chang asked, didn't they hear what the new head of the family said? Let them get out of there. If the guy hadn't been reincarnated, his father, Uncle Ming, and him would have been humiliated by these people today, creating another tragedy in his past life. Li Taishuan said that he would not be able to stay with them for long, so the guy entrusts him with the responsibility of managing the family. He should be the head of the Lai family, and Li's uncle Min Chang can help him. Lao Li replied that it was good, he would take care of the family for him. The man also added that he was glad that the guy had come so far. If his mother knew what happened, she would also be happy for him. He knows that the guy is a real man. He shouldn't stay in a small place like this town, and no matter where the guy goes, a man will always support him. Ming Chang told Li Taishuan not to worry. He would do his best to help his brother manage the Li family. At this moment, Chu Shuilian approached them. After greeting everyone, the girl introduced herself. She said that she was his son's student, asked for forgiveness for being late today, and they had to listen to those people. Opening the box, the girl said that this incense bead bracelet was once given to the Chu family by a monk from Mount Wutai. The monk said that wearing these beads can calm the mind, improve health, and prolong life. The man answered the lady that this gift was too expensive. He could not accept it. The girl asked him to please take it. This is a small sign of her gratitude as his son's student. After greeting him, the man said that he heard that today is the day of worship of the family's ancestors. They are there to congratulate him. We wish the man good luck and longevity. Mountain of Ancestors. The man began to speak by the grace of their ancestors. He is the new 10th patriarch of the Li family. They gathered there to pay respects to their ancestors and to pay tribute to the spirits of their ancestors. May his descendants be blessed and the Li family be reborn. All families to comfort the spirits of their ancestors in heaven. May their descendants be blessed and prosper, and may the family be reborn. They used to follow the old patriarch and bully their poor families, including his family. Now that he has become a patriarch, the man will leave these actions behind him. But from now on, they must revive the family. And in order to achieve this, they must work together with him, and then they will definitely revive the Lai family. He was able to become the patriarch of the family, and all this is the merit of his son. If only his wife knew how successful their son was, she would be very happy. Zhou Shan told Master Pangguan that the master sent them here to find out about Li Taishuan and his strength. He had heard that this guy's cultivation was incomprehensible. He had already become a great master at such a young age. Not only is brother Fu Qingming not his opponent, but even Deputy Director Qian Xing was killed by him. He would never have thought that there would be such an outstanding young man in the world. Pangwan replied that in his eyes, these two idiots are scum, especially that old Tian Xing. That old man isn't nearly as good as him. If he had not been his brother, the man would have smashed him to the ground long ago. At that time, he was in seclusion. Otherwise, these two scum would not be needed for a job like protecting star Mu Dong Wansuo. Not only had he failed to protect her, but he had also disgraced the form of intelligence. He deserved to be killed. That Li Taishuan is no different from a plush ant in his eyes. Even if he was able to kill Tian Xing, he would still not be better than him. After all, even a great master has his strengths and weaknesses. He has been a great master for so many years that he can crush him with his bare hands. But just killing him would be too boring. What if he heard his master's name and ran away in fear? The guy answered the master that this was a bad idea. According to the rules of the underworld, he should not reveal the names of his relatives. Grabbing the guy by the throat, Pangwan asked what he was teaching him now, what to do. The guy shouted that he wouldn't dare. After releasing him, the man said to make him understand that he will not survive in this world if he is not ruthless. Moreover, it was Li Taishuan who first provoked them and made them lose face. If they don't teach him a lesson, they will be laughed at by their peers and considered weak. They will decide on this. Lao Li said that he would not take the property left by his brothers, but this money should be used to help those of their families who live in weaker conditions. The man replied that the patriarch is a noble man. It will be done. He is fair and reasonable, and all his decisions are made for the sake of the Li family. Approaching his father, the guy said that it was time to tell him about his mother. In a past life before his death, he did not have time to see his mother. In this life, no matter what, he is going to make up for lost time and reunite their family. Lao Li told his son that even though he had become the head of the Li family, their family was still too weak. Even if they are the first family of Yunzhou now, but if compared with Huzhou, they will not even be included in the list of strong families. And his mother's family is one of the strongest in all of China. If he goes looking for her now, then only death awaits him. His father realizes that the guy is no longer who he was before. But he must understand that there are people who are higher than this world, and there will always be someone stronger, so let him wait until he gets stronger and becomes stronger. The guy thought, whenever he touches on the topic of his mother, his father always tries to change the topic so that he doesn't go further. The man said that, however, he has a desire, and he hopes that the guy will help him fulfill it. When he and his mother fell desperately in love, they faced intense resentment from both families. Especially his mom's family, they always thought of him as a pain in the ass and tried to get rid of him. His mother's family is really rich. He is just an ant in their eyes. He is not worthy of his mother. While the man was with her, he dishonored the honor of this noble family. His mother was under enormous pressure to be with him. She went to great lengths. Unfortunately, his father was useless. Because of him, their family has not been able to reunite for more than 10 years, and he has lost his mother's love since childhood. Lao Li told his son that his mother was not to blame. It was all his useless father, who was incapable of anything. I thought that it seems that in the past his father endured a lot of hardships and humiliation to be with his mother. Taking his father's hands, Li Taishuan told him not to worry. He will do everything possible to sooner or later return his mother and reunite their family. The man replied that he also misses his mother very much and would like this day to come as soon as possible, but he needs the guy to do something right now. He said that 20 years ago he ran away with his mother, but they were pursued by many great masters from her family. Then, if not for his friend, they would have killed his father and mother. But his friend was very badly injured, so even after 20 years he is still in bad shape. It was his fault that he got him into those troubles. If it weren't for him, nothing would have happened to him. Some time ago, he heard from an acquaintance in Hannan province that his injuries were becoming more serious. The man asked his son, "Didn't the Chamber of Commerce send some precious herbs yesterday?" Since he just became the patriarch of the Lee family, he still needs to settle a few things. If it's no problem for the guy, please let him take these medicines to his friend and find out how he feels there, for the sake of his father. Li Taishuan asked his father not to worry. The guy said that of course he would help him. Not to mention the man saved his life. In a few days he will go there to fulfill his request. The girl told the master that they had arrived. He thought that all the problems in the city had been settled, but before they left to visit his father's old friend in Hannan province, he should pick up the treasures there. Since he was reborn, this mysterious altar on the mountain is the first place on earth where the guy encountered a heavenly treasure. Since he encountered this treasure, there was no reason to refuse it, and the others seemed to be happy about this trip together. Zhang Lijuan told him that she heard that Li Taishuan was coming to the mountain today, so she came here early to wait for him. Yin Feng and Chen Xikong were already waiting for him. Yin Feng of the video guy said that the master had finally come. The iron chain from the altar suddenly went crazy for some reason. Even the teacher and he could not pacify it. Chen Xikong told the master to be careful. Each of these 9 chains has a terrifying yin qi. They are powerful, like the average blows of great masters. He will not last long. The girl didn't understand how the iron chains of this altar became so powerful. She can't believe that even 2 great masters can't handle her. Chu Shuilian asked, "Does she mean they are both great masters?" Since she met the master, the girl has not been able to understand his true intentions, but the 2 masters in front of her are now so submissive to him. She still doesn't understand how great her master is. Li Taishuan said that these 9 iron chains are very dangerous. They are not yet strong enough to contact them. Let them stay in place. The girl shouted to the master that she was his student. She could not retreat from danger so easily. The second one shouted that she had a special physique. She could resist the evil ki of the iron chain. The guy replied that it was not necessary. He just wanted to cleanse the chains on this altar. Li Taishuan called them there today for something completely different. He thought that these 9 iron chains were not so simple. Perhaps this is one of the natural treasures grown there. Chen Xikong asked the master to help him. The 2 of them and his disciple Yin Feng, together they could pacify these chains. Li Taishuan replied that there was no need. Let him move away from there. As soon as the guy began to come closer to them, the chains began to attack him. But it was all in vain. He was under the barrier. 9 of you wrapped his barrier in a circle, the guy asked. Is Master Li capable of dealing with this altar of 9 iron chains of evil alone? After a strong explosion, the chains scattered into pieces in different directions. Suddenly, the tentacles began to move and transform. The master shouted to Mr. Li to beware of this evil spirit. When he fought him, it secretly corroded his meridian and aura. Li Taishuan told everyone to stand in the 5 directions of the altar in the formation of the 5 elements. Yin Feng asked the master why Mr. Li asked them to stand in the 5 elements formation. Chen Xikong asked if it could be that Mr. Li is also a master in the art of formations. But the art of building was lost almost 100 years ago. Is the gentleman really a legendary master of building? Still, ordinary people have limitations in cultivation, especially in a place like Earth where spiritual energy is depleted. A few extra helpers would be helpful. Li Taishuan said that he converted all the evil energy there into pure qi. How much they can absorb depends on their fate. Chu Shuilian realized that she had truly made a breakthrough to become a master of profound strength. Originally, the girl thought that she was already lucky to have the ability to cultivate, but she never thought that she would have the chance to become a martial artist of inner strength. Everything seems to be in a dream. She used to be a big fan of great masters. For her, they were gods. And now the girl is just one step away from becoming a great master herself. And all this is thanks to her master. She is truly so happy that she met him. Zhang Liwan thought that she felt that something incredible was happening to her body too. This cold and evil qi once brought her only pain and despair, But now not only can it not harm her, but the girl can also control it at will. Yin Feng told the master that he felt that his cultivation base, which was not stable enough for a great master, had now become extremely strong. Master Chen Sikong replied that yes, even in his many years of strong cultivation, there are signs of improvement. Could it be that his cultivation in this life could become even higher? Lan Wu was upset that they were all making progress, but she was not. Li Taishuan thought that the sacred divine body was the most highly developed and powerful body purification method in all the worlds. The first part is that when cultivating the sacred divine body, one must be tempered by thousands of difficulties, have a body like glass and a heart like iron. The second part, following the principle of the sacred divine body, you need to combine the spiritual energy of heaven and earth into spiritual CI and turn it into a stream of blood passing through the meridians of the whole body. He will take only the best that is in heaven and earth and turn it into his own. Chu Xuelian asked why such a strong wind suddenly rose. Is it all the master? Zhang Liuan said that this pressure is even more terrifying than that of the great masters. Will the guy be okay? Chen Sikong said that it looks like there is something wrong with Master Li. Is this really a breakthrough? After his words, a strong stream of light rushed into the sky. Li Taishuan said that he had finally reached the innate realm. However, after absorbing so much spiritual liquid from Tsangmong Mountain, only one drop of spiritual liquid was produced. It seemed like it would take a long time to cultivate the sacred divine body. Moreover, the land is so depleted, even if he made his way to the innate realm, the guy could not completely secure it. Chu Xuelian congratulated the master on his success. His cultivation became even better. Zhang Liuan told her friend that she was glad he was okay. He really scared them when he made the breakthrough. Yin Feng asked the master if he could ask if he had advanced to the kingdom, realm of the living, supernatural, or something else. Li Taishuan replied that the innate realm. The guy asked the innate kingdom, what is it? Why had he never heard of this? Master Chen is surprised. He had read about the innate realm in an ancient book, but all records of it were historical relics lost over 1,000 years ago. Maybe the master practiced martial arts thousands of years ago, and who exactly is he? Lan Wu thought that even the master's strength had become higher. If her cultivation remained in one place, would these people really surpass her? Chu Xuelian told the master what happened when he made the breakthrough was simply terrible. The wind raged so much that they could not even raise their heads. Even the mountains themselves trembled. The guy replied that it was strange, although he had broken through to the innate realm, but with his current strength he could not shake the mountain, which means something else is hiding on this mountain. Suddenly, everything began to tremble again. Chu Xuelian shouted, "What's going on? Why is Mount Tsangmang shaking again?" Yin Feng asked, "Hasn't Master Li already interrupted? Are there really any other seniors there trying to break through?" Suddenly, a huge paw appeared from under the ground. The girl shouted to everyone to be careful. It was attacking. Lan Wu asked what the hell, how dare it attack her? Everyone began to attack together. The first to leave the ranks were Yin Feng and Chen Sikong. Chu Xuelian shouted that she could not even think that such a monster could be hiding in the mountains. Zhang Liuan said that she had heard a legend that a mountain god lives in these mountains. Maybe this monster is that mountain god from the legends? Lan Wu asked, "Is this the mountain god's chicken paw?" In her eyes, it's just another snack. The girl shouted that she would fry her and eat her. Suddenly she realized that she couldn't even cause damage. "Stand up for her protection," Li Taishuan shouted for the hiding creature to emerge from the ground. Yin Feng shouted to the master that this was definitely a mountain god. "So does the mountain god of legend really exist?" Chen Sikong asked. "But why did he appear from the ground right now?" He asked if it was possible that those chains on the altar served as a seal to restrain him. But who was able to seal the mountain god there? They realized that this monster had been starving there for hundreds of years. As soon as it fully awakened, It would eat everyone on this mountain. If they don't leave now, it will affect them too. Zhang Lijuan told her classmate that she also thought it was very dangerous there. Maybe they would leave before it was too late. The guy said great. He was just worried that his breakthrough was incomplete. The guy could not even think that such a chance would appear right under his feet. He decided that today they would definitely use it to strengthen their innate kingdom, after which Li Taishuan rushed to attack. In his previous life, he made a breakthrough and was at the pinnacle of the immortal realm for 100 years, but this also led to an unstable base, and in the end, the guy was attacked by those immortals. In this life, he wants to polish his foundation and develop each kingdom to perfection. He attacked the monster again and again. The girl could not believe that the master had actually defeated the mountain god. But why doesn't she feel that even though the master has become stronger, his aura is not as strong as it was when he first broke through? Is this what the master calls the innate realm? It's really mysterious. Thus, he had finally strengthened his innate state and returned to the basics, his aura bound. Now, its roots are as deep and indestructible as this entire mountain. Li Taishuan told her that she couldn't break through like them because she was a demon. The girl cannot absorb the Taishuan spiritual energy he uses. The mountain god had been sealed away for hundreds of years. The source of magical energy on the mountain came from him. Let her take this opportunity to absorb as much as she could. Suddenly, Yin Feng and Chen Sikong fell to their knees in front of the master and began to ask him to please take them both as his students. He replied that their talents were not so high. They are not even as good as Chu Shualian. They are not worthy to be his named disciples. If they want to become disciples of his family line, they must start as mortal servant disciples. However, if they perform well in the future, he will give them an entry-level Taishuan skill. Lan Wu shouted to the owner that he should look. This is the soul of the mountain god. Li Taishuan said that it seemed like their trip to nature was a great decision. Not only did his cultivation increase, but he also obtained the soul of the 100-year-old demonic mountain god. Approaching Zhang Lijuan, he said that now all his business in the city was over and he needed to visit his father's old friend in Hannan province. The girl has a special physique besides him, only she can suppress the soul with her 9 yin qi, so he wants her to bring this soul to his villa in Huzhou. Zhang Lihuan replied that the guy had already helped her. How could she refuse him such a small request? Chu Shualian told the master that she would return to the city with her, so just let her go to the province and not worry about anything. Entering the house, the guy shouted that he had arrived. Lan Wu told the owner that it was already noon. Why was her uncle not home yet? After calling his phone, the answering machine said that the number he dialed was not in service. Min Chang answered the guy that because it was going to rain, his father went home early and now he is not in his family home. The guy replied that it was good. He understood everything. The guy dialed his father's number again and again, but everything was still the same. The subscriber was unavailable at the moment. Li Taishuan wondered if his uncle had decided to take revenge. Out of respect for his father's decision, the guy allowed them to live a little longer in this world. He didn't expect that this bunch of people lacked any sense of fear at all and would decide to cause trouble for him and his father again. Suddenly the phone rang in the guy's hands. Picking up the phone, a male voice said that the guy's confused now, isn't he? If he wants to save his father, let him come to an abandoned building on the outskirts of the city. A great master who can't even protect his own father is so funny. He only gave the guy half an hour. If he didn't show up, he would take the already cold corpse of his father. Pang Guanwu video guy said that he really has courage. He thought the guy wouldn't come. The father shouted to his son not to come closer. It's dangerous. Let him get out of there quickly. The guy told his father not to worry. He'll quickly figure it out. The man asked the guy wants to save his father? Not so fast. Today he will take care of his death. This elder, the third head of the mind form school, is Master Pangwan, and the one he killed before is Qian Xing, his second brother. But he doesn't think it's necessary, because the guy is about to die at his hands. It seems that he has just entered the realm of the great master, but you are so weak and barely noticeable. He's not even close to being a young master. The man expected more from him. What a disappointment. Does the guy even know how long he's been a great master? 7 fucking years. Lan Wu told the owner that this man is constantly either smiling or angry. Does it seem to her, or is he completely out of his mind? Pangwan told the guy that it would be more than enough to kill him. So you won't need your older brother's help. If he realizes the situation, let him kill himself so as not to suffer in agony at his hands. Li Taishuan asked, did he kidnap his father? The man answered, what exactly? It was the elder who did it, and what will he do? Angry? Attacking, he shouted that with this movement he would kill the guy. Watching what was happening, the man thought that it seemed that the difference in strength between the young master from Huzhou and Pangwan, who had been honing his skills for 7 years, was too great. Pangwan is the second master of the Mind Form clan, after Master Situ Kuang. An ordinary great master is no match for Master Pangwan. There was a time when a newly minted great master came to challenge Master Pangwan, but before he could do anything, the master beat him to death. He wondered how Li Taishuan could be so arrogant in the face of Master Pangwan's 5 elements Fire Fist. Fire Fist is a very strong and ferocious fire that can smash your head. Pangwan shouted that the guy was able to dodge his 5-element Fire Fist. However, the real mastery of his Mind Form school is the 24 Zenitsuan forms. The man didn't understand what was going on. This guy isn't fast enough, but then why can't he hit him with his 24 Shinitsuan forms? Li Taishuan asked, is this all he has? The man replied that apparently he was clearly tired of living. Zhou Shan said how dare he provoke the master. The guy is definitely looking for his death. Pangwan's physical abilities are recognized in all forms of mind. Nobody can defeat him. After trying to make another attack, Li Taishuan got tired of playing with him, so the guy hit him with such force that the entire ground was covered with cracks. Processing grabbed him by the face and lifted him off the ground. The guy said, how dare this insect show his arrogance in front of him? In the next life, let him not be so arrogant. Pangwan disappeared in a matter of seconds. All that's left of him is his mask. Zhou Shan said that this is impossible. Is the invincible master dead? In just an instant, he was torn to pieces. Just as the guy was about to run away, Lan Wu appeared in front of him. The girl asked where he was going. Pushing him off the roof, he flew down and landed right in front of Li Taishuan. He immediately began to bow to the guy and ask him to spare his life, saying that it was Pangwan's idea. The guy ordered him to go back and tell Situ Kuang that he accepted his challenge. The guy would soon find him at the gate of the Mind Form. Now let him clean up. The father told the guy that he was fine. Let him forgive him. He made him worry. Li Taishuan was happy that his father was okay. Otherwise, not only would that guy die, but the entire form of intelligence would be destroyed. Ming Chong told the guy that with his brother Lao Li and him surrounded, he didn't have to worry about the fate of the family, and before that, not everyone in the family liked to be lackeys of the former patriarch. Not wanting to share the fate of Qin Yun and Li Shuiyun, most of their family decided to remain neutral. Now that brother Lao Li has become the head of the family, more and more members of the Li family are willing to listen to their brother and do their best for the benefit of the family. The guy said that Mr. Li is fair and treats all his people well, unlike the previous head, who appropriated almost all of the family's profits for himself. Handing the bag to his son, the father said that when he is in the province, let him say hello to his old friend. He gave him this bag more than 20 years ago. If a guy shows this bag, suddenly he will immediately understand that he is his son. Father put all the precious herbs in this bag, so let him make sure that everything is fine with them, and if he has any problems, let the guy help him, if he can. Li Taishuan told her father that while he was gone, the man should take care of himself in Yunzhou. He ordered Yin Feng that while he was away, the guy should constantly look after his father. He answered the master that while he was there, he would not allow anything to happen to the patriarch again. Let him remember, he doesn't want anyone else like Pangguan to appear. The master gives him a chance to become one of his students, but if the guy fails, he will make sure that he deeply regrets it. As soon as the train left, the guy's phone immediately rang. It was Ouyang Pei. The girl began to say that he had been in Yunzhou for so long. When would he return to Huzhou? Li Taishuan replied that he had gone to Hanan province, so he would not be able to return for some time. The girl replied that then she had a request for him. She has a cousin who owns her own company in Hanan, but lately she has been in trouble and someone is deliberately trying to spite her. So she asked her for help, and the girl, like her cousin, couldn't just sit and do nothing. Therefore, the girl sent people there several times to help her. But the guy who is bothering her has some authority there, so her people got good stars from him and returned to Huzhou in disgrace. So she didn't even know what to do. That's why she wants to ask him for help. Li Taishuan replied that they are not strangers to each other, so of course he will help her. The girl said that her cousin's name is Jiang Xinran. She is from the Jiang family in Hanan province. But speaking of her family, I was very lucky. Initially, this family was one of the best families in the province. Her uncle, her cousin's father, was once the respected head of the family. But a few years ago, in order to protect a friend, her uncle was almost beaten to death by a more powerful family, so now he is being treated for many diseases. This caused the Jiang family to regress to an ordinary, third-rate family. They are now in dire straits and are being watched by other families in hopes that they can easily absorb them. As he replayed the girl's words in his head, he couldn't believe that the Jiang family were relatives of Ouyang Pei. Then, when my father came to Huzhou, Ouyang Pei looked after him in every possible way, and as a parting gift before leaving, she gave him a good watch. Since he was reborn, the girl has been kind to him, so perhaps he will repay her for her kindness. It seems that this trip to Hanan was destined for him. A guy walked into the carriage. He said that they were really so used to his luxury cars, private yacht and plane, but today will be an unusual trip. He went on ordinary public transport, full of hillbillies who cannot even afford a plane ticket. It's terribly cramped and stinks. When suddenly, Lan Wu attracted his attention. He said that she has beautiful horns on her head. The guy is streaming now. He has tens of thousands of viewers. Let him say hi. And how about letting him touch these cute horns? Having touched them, he was surprised. The guy said that they were like real ones and very pleasant to the touch. How much did she pay for them? How about selling them to him? Lan Wu shouted at him to go away and not bother her anymore, otherwise he would tear off his hand. The guy said that you couldn't fool them. He specifically screamed in pain to put on a show. Having hit his foot on the suitcase, he immediately began to show his subscribers and say that he had found a